So yeah. Jen and Nick have been dropped basically. And we have picked up Valtzy and Jogger from Moist.
Oh, I should select an upgrade.
This is more so like this whole conversation when it comes to like Jen is like more so with Zero than it is with me. But like obviously I was still part of this decision to a degree. That like basically the issue between Zero and Jen was like an everlasting issue. Like it was a thing before I was even on the team. But yeah, as I said, it wasn't like Germany was like, oh my god, he plays so fucking bad, he was the reason why we lost, etc, etc. It was just like, it was like a problem for a while, and it was just kind of like, I guess a good time to like move on, maybe? I don't know. It's not like it's just coincidence that it happened before or like after this type of tournament, you know?
Let me explain like what I'm mad at. What I'm mad at, I don't care that I got dropped. I don't care about that. The thing that I'm mad at, or I got mad at, is that I had no notice. I genuinely had no notice that I was going to get dropped. I found out 6 days before roster lock. 6 days before roster lock by my own teammates. No, I didn't find out by my teammates, by the way. No, I did not find out by my teammates. Guess who I found out by? I found out by It's Timmy. My teammates didn't even tell me that I'm getting dropped. I found out by It's Timmy who messaged me.
大家好，今天我想跟大家分享一个让我在工作和生活中都受益的好帮手。特别感谢 Surfshark VPN 赞助本次的影片。作为一个经常上网找国外实况组内容来翻译的频道，每天都在网络上找各种资源，但网络安全和隐私也是非常重要的，尤其是在全球到处冲浪时。而使用 Surfshark VPN 不仅让我可以安全的浏览网络，还能突破地区限制，让我随时随地都能找到更多优质内容。只需要简单几个步骤，就能连上全球超过3200台伺服器，不再受限于网络的封锁，能看到更多实况组的精彩内容，甚至是其他地区的不同游戏资讯。对于想要随时随地不受限制的享受游戏影片的你们，这款 VPN 绝对是个好帮手。最棒的是，只要一个 Surfshark VPN 账号就能无线设备连接，这意味着无论你是用电脑、手机还是平板，都可以同时保持安全连线。不管你是在电脑上打 Apex， 还是用手机看这些精华影片，你都能保持连线安全。不需要担心资料外泄或被监控。现在只要点击底下链接 surfshark.com/ping 就送额外4个月免费。再次感谢 Surfshark VPN 的赞助以及观看影片的您。
I guess Jen went live last night talking about the whole roster shit and blah blah blah. I'm going to explain like why it came down to 5-6 days before roster lock. You know, we wanted to tell Jen like earlier, but then Zero brought up the idea of like, because Jen brought it up too on stream, is like both Zero and Jen were in the midst of doing their visas with Falcons, and Zero was afraid that if we told Falcons too early that they would just like cancel the visa, right? Because obviously the visa costs money and time and blah 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 blah. Like, why would they want to do the visa for someone that, you know, is not going to be under Falcons and shit like that? So Zero thought it would be fucked up if we told him, you know, while in the middle or like even before we even started the visa process, right? So he didn't want to fuck him over, and I was like, okay, that's fair. So then after the visa thing, we had to make sure to talk to Falcons first and make sure that it's even possible, because obviously when Falcons picked up both Zero and Jen at the time, they were under contract for Dark Zero, and Falcons had to buy them out. So in our head, especially in mine, if we, let's say, told Jen, like, hey, we want to replace you, and then instead after we tell Jen, we go to Falcons and like, hey, we want to kick Jen, blah 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 blah, and then they tell us no because hey, we just bought a bunch of money, or bought you guys for a bunch of money from Dark Zero. We don't want to get rid of you. You're not making a roster change. You're not allowed, right? So because that's happened before, and orgs can do that, especially considering, like I said, Falcons paid a good amount of money for the both of them in the first place, right? So we were worried if we told Jen, like, hey, we're going to kick you, and then Falcons just says no, and then what? Right? Then what? So we had to make sure we asked Falcons first, like, is this even possible? Like, can we even do this? And then, and when it comes to the Falcons thing, like, Falcons is also international, right? They're not like a NA org. They're European. Like, some of their staff are European. So then time zone also comes into play. So that was also another thing why, like, everything was so slow. Like, you know, Zero's in Australia, I'm in NA, and the people that we talk to when it comes to staff are in the European time zone. And then after we confirmed that we can, you know, or Falcons was on board with it, then we had to talk to Moist, because then not only we have to make sure that we can get rid of Jen, then we have to make sure we can even pick up both Waltzy and Draugr from Moist, because again, they were on the contract and we have to buy them out. So then we have to see does Falcons want to buy them out? Do they want to buy them out? Because that was our only option, from what I know, is to pick up them two. We didn't want to anybody else. And obviously, imagine us saying, hey, Jen, we're going to kick you. And then along the way, Falcons like says, no, it's not going to happen. And like, we're forced to basically play with the player, or Jen is forced to play with us. And he knows that we want to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? People are like too empathetic when it comes to the whole business shit. They're like, yeah, we should have told him earlier, blah, 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 blah. Like, you can't just fucking say, hey, I want to get rid of this person, and then for it to be fucking done the next day. Like, that's not how shit works. Like, yeah, we play fucking video games, but that's not how shit works. For all the people that deliberately think that me and Zero wanted to fuck over Jen this entire time, why would I want, like, I could have fucked him hard, like, fucked him even harder. Don't clip that. I could have fucked him even harder. I could have waited 2 days. 1 day. If I wanted to fuck him over, why didn't I wait until the day before?
He's talking about Falcon side, and he's talking about Falcon side. He's talking about like this. He's talking about Moist. He's talking about like visas. That's nothing regarding what I said. You can come to me. You can come to me, right? In the call, yo, Jen, yo, can we just talk real quick? Yeah. Don't tell Falcons, all right? Don't tell Falcons, but you know, we might change you, dude. Don't tell Falcons, but you know, we might change you up. Like, is it that hard? Like, dude, that's what I'm trying to say. Well, I've told Zero, I've told Hal, maybe not Hal, but Zero, I've told Hal, Zero specifically, I'm like, if you want to do any changes or whatever to the team, just let me know. I'm not someone that will bitch about it. I won't bitch about it. If you want to do a change, I'm fine by that. Just let me know. I literally told him. As long as you tell me, I'm fine. Like, I understand some, like, one perspective of this is like, they didn't want to tell me because
Call me when you gotta start dealing with insurance.
imagine the whole deal doesn't work. You know what I mean? If it doesn't work, they don't want to ruin the whole team, you know, environment. I get that.
But I was in I was in Saudi and I didn't buy the travel insurance.
Everything else just doesn't make sense.
That's when I started fucking dying. I was like, oh, this is lit. I just gotta go to the
Like let's please use our brains for once and think like use our brains, please. Like, just
Dude, the house chat does not have brains.
for once. God.
Chat, one thing I can say about Hal though, after I found out, he was basically like telling me like, oh, are you playing today with another team in the tournament? He's asking me, and then he messaged me the next day and he's like, how's it looking? I feel like, I don't know. I don't think it was definitely not Hal's. It was definitely not Hal's call. I feel like he feels bad for me.
So he assumed that he was going to get kicked. Like, he had the vibe of getting kicked. So he was already talking to teams even before we even told him, or he found out for sure that he was getting kicked.
No, that's not true. I wasn't looking for any teams. I had a vibe that I might get kicked. I wasn't doing it. That's completely false. I had trust in my teammates to like tell me. Yes, I might have a vibe that I might get kicked, but I had trust in my teammates. That is true. I agree with him. Chat thinks they know everything, but you guys just don't. Look, I can't say things on stream here, but I know I've been in the team for fucking a long time, okay? I know things. That I see things. I know more than you guys. I just don't want to speak on it. I don't want to speak on it. That's not important right now. All it is how I got dropped. I felt really mad at this, and that's all we're going to talk about, okay? Chat, like, if I found out, let's be real, if I found out 2 weeks before, right, I can go around all the champs teams, right, or whatever. I can do whatever I want. Like, I can ask this team, oh, yo, you're doing a change. You want to trial me? Oh, I can go to this team. Like, yo, can I, like, fucking trial? I didn't get the chance to do that at all. Like, in terms of, like, I just asked a bunch of teams super late and they just said, no, we're already locked in, basically. I'm telling you right now, there was a 70% chance of me not going to championships. Because it was so late that people already locked their rosters in. They already locked them in, basically. They already did the contracts. Okay, yeah, it was like Bleed, for example, right? I asked Dropped as soon as I found out, right? I asked him, and he's like, oh, he was considering it, kind of, but like not really. And then he's like, he told me about Yanya. Or he told me about Yanya or whatever. And then what did he say? I'll just read the DMs. He's like, he'll let me know what happens. And he said, still not 100% locked in on the third. Okay, this is what he said. He's not locked in on the third yet. Guess what happens afterwards? Literally, I swear to God, 1.5 hours later from that message where he said, oh, we don't know what's happening, 100%, we're not locked in on our third yet. 1.5 hours later, he messages me and he's like, our third is legit locked in, good luck, brother. Imagine I had a couple of days. Imagine I could have maybe gone on to Bleed. Maybe, you know what I mean? Things could have happened. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about. I could have gone on to Bleed. I'm telling you right now, Design and Timmy, I am glad that I even got a good team like this. Like, genuinely. Because, like, it is such a winnable team. If we, like, Design locks in, me and Timmy just fucking farm as usual and shit. Design just fucking farm, starts IGLing again. Dude, I'm telling you, it's a top 5 thing. I see potential in these boys, fully. Like, straight up. You guys are hating on how, like, a lot. I just feel like he's in the middle of all this shit. I just feel like they could have just told me, basically. But anyways, that's the moral of the story. That's really it.